Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect. In the previous episode we planned out everything on the left here, which is going to be our high risk supermax, legendary and death row facility, along with all of the accompanying buildings and rooms that go along with that. So things like the kitchen and canteen, a common room, death row appeal, the showers, that sort of thing. Now there's been a couple of questions about that, people saying that well, for a start I mentioned that visitation here will obviously be utilised by these people, so that implied that I wasn't going to block people from this side to come to this side, and that is still the plan. I don't want to stop them coming here, but I'm going to try and make sure that they stay on the left as much as possible in this area here. However, we might have to change that. Obviously, this one will have to be altered at some point, because if we go over to deployment, we've got this one which is set to low risk, medium risk, and high risk anyway, so that will have to be altered in some way. Also probably need expanding. We might even go as far as adding visitation over here, but again, that's getting risky, having to come through the entire prison, so we'll see how it goes. Either way, that is our tentative plan. It seems to be okay, but what I'm going to do before anything else is sort this out, because this is really starting to grind gears, not just my own, but other people's as well. Basically, the utilities are an absolute mess, so I'm going to get rid of all of these utilities here, all these water pipes, because they are just starting to really just not function. So I'm going to get rid of all the water pipes, or most of the water pipes, not all of the water pipes. We're going to get rid of most of these, and then we'll just max speed it out. And once that's sorted, we'll go ahead and redo it, because there's just problems when it comes to flow. Can you see the flow is all over the place? So that's pushing into there, and that's pushing into there. Because this is equal distance, it doesn't know which one to use, and then it's just, you get all kinds of problems with it. So we'll dismantle that utility. It will power down this as well because of the things we're moving, but we'll see how that one goes. I haven't got any other grants I can get, I don't think. No, there's not. However, we're now on 20% completion when it comes to the carpentry apprenticeship, so we've produced 2 superior beds. Fantastic. Can we actually see any over here? No, we can't, but they are there. 70 grand in the kitty. We're earning more than enough to build this. Well, not in one go, you understand, but with 70 grand and 14 grand every day, plus or minus what we make from the workshop, yeah, it's more than enough. So anyway, going through here, getting rid of all of these, on most of these, and then what we'll do is connect them up in the centre. There we are. We'll go for the electrical cables, connect those up first, like so. And we could run one water pipe down, but I don't think that would work. So instead, or would it work? Would it work? It probably would. It probably would, actually, now that I think of it. I'll run it down to there, and that should be able to connect everything. I'll also dismantle those bits and those bits because we can, and hopefully that'll be fine. Would like to do a shakedown tonight, but it's not going to happen, so we'll have to put up and shut up. Once they're done with that, what I'm going to do is put a door in here, and then door in here, and then we're going to start putting the fences in and remove all of the trees, and then we'll start building some of the other things in here. We might shift this parole as well. It's been useful, but it just doesn't really fit in with these random daft room sizes and such, so we'll see how we get on with that one. Danger level flying up for reasons, don't know why, but generally does that. It's been yo-yoing quite a bit. I think it's this give prisoners more sleep thing, because we've cut out 2 hours of where am I looking at? Here we go, 2 hours of free time, because it used to be here. It just means that they've got less time to take care of their own needs. They've been forced into doing things that perhaps they wouldn't need to. Looks like that is working for that section, so what we'll do is we'll just connect the pipes up like that, connect the pipes up like that. I have a feeling then the bottom probably won't work, but we'll see. Looks like that was kicking off a second there, and it's going to be Lee, isn't it? Yeah, it's always this. It's just come to a point now, it's just like, it's kicking off, it's probably Lee. Speaking of kicking off and potential problems, I'm just going to go over to informants here. Just going to check. There's some new prisoners, new inmates. None of them, by the look of it, have any traits, so that's fine. Don't think prisoners gain traits. There is a way to have that. You put one of the mutators on, and one of the mutators is where they get they copy different traits off people. And we did try a series which was heavily mutated, and it was an absolute nightmare. I think there was it's because some traits, when you I can't remember what the exact combination was, but it was something to do with like people copying other people's traits, and then traits that normally wouldn't be copied because they were like a very, very rare one. There's more fighting here. James Conahan. Oh yeah, because he's extremely volatile. Yeah, that's why. We know his name. We know his face. Yeah, so that was an interesting one. Anyway, so we're gonna go and put in a door. We'll put in one there. We'll put a couple of doors in. We'll put them in like there and there. And these ones, what we'll do, we'll automatic door opener these, and we'll have them like that. So there and there. In fact, what we might just have a straight shot and put a metal detector in there. Haven't yet decided. But we're just gonna open this up. Make sure that if we go over to deployment here, that is still set at staff only, which it should have been. Just because of the door there. That's not staff only, but it's not a problem. And we'll crack on. So, the question is, do I want perimeter wall around here? Yeah, I think I sort of do, quite frankly. It's going to cost a lot of money, but it's probably going to be spent in the right place. So I'll put it down to there. So there's a lot of money spent on the perimeter wall, and it's down to here. So these prisoners have the easier time digging out along there and across, but we'll still have a fence. We might even expand the perimeter wall down to there. Haven't yet decided. But we'll place that perimeter wall, and we'll crack on with that one. We haven't got a perimeter wall around here because, quite frankly, we can't, because it's obviously just a big building. There's buildings all the way around the outside. Could put it here, no point. It's just what you're gonna, dig into a river. No, that's not the way to do it. I mean, if you want to, make a tunnel and then flood it, and then it all collapses, that's called a canal. And, I mean, good engineering feat if you manage to get a canal built from the dormitory. But, no, don't think I have to worry too much about that one. But around here, we sort of do. And we've got the money to spend, so we might as well spend it. Eventually, this was going to become a perimeter wall anyway, so we might as well spend right, because there's no point in spending on a normal wall for a couple of grand and then putting a perimeter one in later on. Just no reason for it, especially with the money we're getting. There's 50 grand. By the way, this daily cash flow doesn't account for the amount of people that have been released from the paroled early, and that's the warden calling. The whole issue with the prisoner's sleep schedule is finally blown over. Excellent. That's just what I wanted to hear. Thank you very much. Let's just go here and we'll say 1, 2, 3 time, and there we go. So we're just going to cut off that extra sleep pattern. They've got free time. If they want to sleep in, they can. If they need to go to the shower, then that's also up to them as well. So, going to go over to our objects, dismantle object. Just going to start painting all the way around here. Get rid of all these trees. I reckon there's 10 grand's worth of tree here, maybe. No, maybe not 10 grand. Maybe 5 grand. Very difficult to see in the dark, as well as with the planning, but there we go. That should be the majority of the trees, and then those will get dismantled and sold and give us more money to continue on building. In terms of workers, we've got 16. Don't think we need more than that. I think that's job done. Obviously the perimeter wall, really difficult to make, takes a long time, so that's why it is. So 12 o'clock, bang on there. We're just going to do a bit of a shakedown. Looks like we just got a shop sales commission of 1,150. So there's a lot of trading going on there. You can see how much money people have got on them. So this person's got 165 generic units of currency. They've got 11. What else have we got? 15. 4. 169. $1. It's all over the place. You can see the people are trying to save and the people that spend it on luxuries. Actually, you know what? I don't think the shop sells what would be classed as luxuries. They're classed as essentials, which is not contraband. There's a big difference. So things like chocolate, magazines, books, newspapers, playing cards, those are not classed as luxuries, I believe. Well, they're not classed as luxuries for the contraband sense, although, to be fair, you can buy things like, I think you can buy crisps and stuff, which would be classed as, well, which are luxuries, I guess, in this sort of environment, but I don't know. It's a strange one. I mean, you would, ideally, if we were to do another pass on it, you wouldn't I mean, you might not call it luxuries, or be maybe contraband or contraband luxuries, or you'd set up. You'd say what is luxury. So you'd say, right, crisps, that's luxury. That's going to get taken off here, or not. You get the idea. But anyway, not that it really matters too much. So you can see there's a decent split of people using showers. So it looks like it's high risk on the left, and then what these 4 here are used by the low risk, and then the right one's used by the medium. So yeah, seems to all work out there. Just going to turn that shakedown off. Didn't find a great deal. Obviously, we found a lot of things, but no tunnels as far as I can tell. Just double check on that one. I'm going to remove tunnels. Nope, you can see no tunnels to be removed there. So there's all the trees. You can see there's a lot of these being shifted there. We can sell those directly, which I will do because, quite frankly, if we had to move them from behind there, it was going to be a bit of a nightmare for the workers to get around. So we'll be getting more intake in a second. In fact, there is the jail bus. We'll just go to informants there. We've got a fearless prisoner, but nothing else to worry about. I'm mainly looking out for snitches and things like that. Might activate some CIs later on, see what we can see. Probably activate multiples of them, get a better coverage. But that'll only really tell us what's going to get flung in across the wall. And we don't really need to know that because we can't really do anything about it. It's okay knowing that someone's flinging a pair of shears in, but I mean, if we can't stop it, then what's the point? We could wait until someone picks it up, but quite frankly, we've got metal detectors and dogs and guards to deal with all of that. That's running itself, basically. So that's getting built around there. I'm gonna probably employ some more staff there. 1, 2, 3. If I actually click on something other than a tree stump, there we go. We'll get another 6 workers there, so we've got 22 now. A little bit of money spent, but as you can see, we're on 76 grand. I mean, it's just there's no reason for us to not even spend 1, 2, 3. Let's just get another 4 more, so that's fine. We've got so much to do and so much money that I mean, we're not intentionally trying to be wasteful, but if we've got the money, we might as well spend it on speeding this area up, because after all, once we've got this built, we'll be getting more money anyway. I don't know what the bottom expansion would be like. That's an interesting one. I'm going to go over to bureaucracy. We're going to get offshore tax haven, which is 50 grand, and we're going to get death row. A lot of money spent there. Hell of a lot of money. But that's well, because we might as well use it. Again, going back to what you said, might as well spend it. The work is going back and forth through here is becoming an issue now that we don't have automatic door openers, so I do want to put those in, but I'm keenly aware that the power situation is suboptimal. So we're just going to have to really wait for guards to come and manually do that. What I might do, I'm going to manually schedule a guard to be around here just to open these doors. It looks like that one's been used more than this one. So yeah, the couple of things I got. Offshore tax haven. So the original tax relief was it reduces your corporation tax to 15%. So you'll save 1,500 in taxes per 10,000 of daily profit. Offshore tax haven, we go to drop our corporation tax to around 1%. So we'll save a total of 3 grand over the other 1,500. So yeah, decent, very good indeed. So 3 grand per 100,000. Also going for death row, which obviously is something we need to be able to get more prisoners. And what we'll do as soon as we get it, we'll turn it on the intake. We won't get it. People won't turn on because they just fill up the capacity. It won't just bring them in as and when. They'll just crack on and start piling them up, ready for them to go. They're quite rare as prisoners go. You don't get loads of them. You certainly don't get sort of like 10, 20, 30 in one go. I think the most I've ever had in one prison was 4. Certainly wasn't more than 10. I can't honestly say it was more than a handful. I think it could count on one hand just how many death row prisoners we've had. For some reason not building this. Still a big to-do list there. Probably dealing with the exports, I think. Yeah, most of the exports are getting dealt with. Don't know where the guard around here is either. They're just not patrolling. Did I set that patrol? Did set that patrol. There you go. Then they just head off for some reason. There we go, they're coming back. Maybe they're on a break or something. They should just patrol up and down there and be sorted. So as you can see, we've spent 60 grand in a day just by getting that one and that one. And it's already been pretty much offset by our intake. Especially with all of these trees getting sold. I know it takes a while, but just something we have to do. When it comes to expanding down the bottom, I have no idea what we'll do there. Original idea was expand to the right first, but I think that's not going to happen. What we'll probably do is expand down over. We'll open up... Well, we'll move like the classroom or something, but it'll really depend on... really what happens with this lake. If it sort of bubbles out like that, then we're screwed. If it just sort of drifts off into nothing, then fair enough. But if it goes really far, then you never know, we might not have access to this side proper. But what the idea was is to have this opened up, go down, then probably have a low risk area sort of thing. Something like that, I'm guessing. So just waiting for that patrol still not opening that door. That's a nightmare. I really want automatic door openers, but I also really like the fact that the power grid is still on. And if we go over to utilities, yeah, the power grid is being supplied by that one, which quite frankly, if that just goes a little bit higher, like 1%, it's just going to blow the grid up, so we just can't do it. We can't afford it. We'll have to connect it to this side and have another automatic door opener around here. Have this as like a security room or something. Yeah, we could do that. And have this automatic door open only for this area. So even if they do gain access to that, what they're going to do? Not much, probably. But we'll see. We'll see. It's very risky having it down there. To be fair, though, once we also have these down here, it means that we can probably take some of the load off this side. We can probably just cut that off there, then connect it to one of these. That's probably what we'll end up doing. It's just part and parcel when it comes to expansion of the facility. So just double checking the trees there. Most of them have been removed. So there we are. And that looks about right. Okay, so we'll go over to fencing. And we're going to put a fence. It's going to run along and down like that. This is going to become brick wall. Like that. This will be brick wall as well, actually, because this is going to be a building. But we'll be putting that in later. We will put some large jail doors in sections, so... There and there. It's making the cancellation noise because technically we are cancelling a bit of that. Don't know exactly what the spacing is going to be for those, but we'll put some in for now just so they can move around. It would be nice to be able to set who has certain keys. So at the moment you've got just different doors, and it's just noted that certain people can go through it. So a standard door, anyone can go through it. It isn't locked. Staff door, all staff can go through it. So if you have a pair of set of staff keys, you can go through that. And then you've got jail doors, which only guards can open. It'd be nice to be able to set what equipment that others have. I mean, obviously you're not going to assign a taser to a you're not going to assign a taser to a worker, but still, nice idea. I was just checking to see if that is planned off, and it is still planned off, so I'm just wondering what the workers are doing. Looks like they are bringing stuff back and forward. I think it's a license plate thing. Yeah, looks like. Alright. There's another 4 workers. Normally at this stage you'll be using 8 only, and now we're up to 30, so that's a lot. A lot more than we used. Not a lot more than we used to. So looks like we've had a ding-a-ling there. Looks like we've had death row. So we're going to go for execution liability. We'll go over to our intake, and you can see there's now death row. I'll set that at the max. Available none, but we'll set it to max, and then we'll fill the capacity. So the capacity for death row is 0, so it's never going to give us any death row. The only thing that's really happening now is that they are removing all of the logs. I think if you sell it direct you get less, which is why I haven't yet done it. That tree is still ready to dismantle, so that's fine. And then I think what I'll do actually, I'm going to cancel that and that. I'm going to for building brick. And I'm going to do that. There we go. We'll set that up. We will have a large jail door there. This is going to be our... death row facility. I was going to connect it here, but no. I think having it as this size is fine. Although, to be fair, it should be one further down, shouldn't it? If it's going to be the right size to match the others. Yeah, that's better. Then we'll have large jail door in there, and in there. And then we'll have one, we'll open that up, and we'll have it there, and then you go all the way around. Yeah, that makes sense, that's fine. Then this one, we'll just put these more centralised, and then we'll be okay. I'll probably actually put a water pump in there or something, and instead of having to rely on just one water pump, it's always useful just in case you have a fire or something breaks, like you get a leak or something like that, so... There we go. So for some reason they've still not completed the bits over there. I'm gonna focus them all on getting that done. I'd rather do that than the building down the bottom. There we go. Get this wall done. There's another fight there. James Conahan. Yeah, same person again. A little bit violent. Likes kicking off. In terms of grading, punishment, reform, both on 6. That's pretty good. Reform especially going up, that's alright. Security, edging up their health like a -1, not great. But we've seen worse. Staff fatalities, happy to say none. Prison value, close to 600,000. Daily profit is 26, that obviously fluctuates. Capacity, 136. Deaths in custody, 11. That's far from ideal. Ideal would be 0, but it's also, again, not the worst we've had. No prisoners escaped, that's what you want to hear on a prison. Paroled early, we've got 103, 1% on that one, and non-executed, but 0 innocent, because obviously we haven't had anyone executed. Just going to check there. Ooh, that's the wrong one. I want to go for an intake. Still no intake on that death row. It does take quite a while for that to be sorted, so I'm not going to worry too much about that one. Right, this room here. I'm thinking of maybe sort of splitting up this room and have this as storage. Have this as staff-only storage. Staff only. Staff only for now. Same again. It's all getting built. There we go. Okay, so more power, more better. So we'll have to be careful. 1 and... Here's the question. If we put it at the bottom, can we go up and across? Oh, we can do that, that'll be fine. We'll put that there. Dismantle utilities, that one. There we go, that's fine. Actually, you know what, cancel that. I might as well utilise it. We'll dismantle utilities there, like that. We'll just cancel that section off and then we'll connect all that up. All this is only connected by one area, via this one. So capacitors, wham all the way around. And then we get another grid. Ooh. New grid. New grid there. Connect that up to there. Just going to see how they're getting on with that wall. Oh, it looks like they've got the wall finished. That's good. Didn't expect that. Excellent. Problem is we do have some workers that are completely stuck. They've got, as you can see, water and water, so they can't get out once they're behind there. So, nothing much we can do about that. There we go. There's all that removed. What we're going to do then, going to wait for that to connect up. We're then going to disconnect these. And we'll run that. Uh-oh. It's the mayor. Disaster at nearby prison has rendered a whole section of the facility unstable, or unusable rather. We have no choice but transfer the prisoners there to your prison, as there are no suitable facilities nearby. They're arriving soon. It doesn't say. Ah, they've sent 10 here. That's not good. So, we need to put them up somewhere. I think it's gonna have to be this area. Change this, get it powered up quickly, and get in a... There's another worker. I think we're gonna have to make a makeshift holding cell. I think that's probably the best way forward. Certainly the quickest way. Yeah, probably. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. Next episode. Ooh, eventfulness. Yeah, we can't... That's an intake that we just can't handle. Is that a death row? No, they're set to maximum security. They've just got a different jacket on. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so next episode we'll deal with that fire. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.